This is Erin Fisher, Technology Integration Facilitator for the East Bridgewater Public Schools, and this is an overview of how one can incorporate the Word of the Day strategy into an existing lesson. So you'll notice this is a lesson from my good friend Lori Cullen, computer science teacher over in Raynham Public Schools. And this is how she starts her lesson. The students walk in and notice there's a word of the day on her slide. The kids come in, and while they're waiting, they can chat with each other. They have a word of the day that's appearing on the slide. These are personal items, personal things that relate to her life that she's shared with her students that make her slide interesting in her Bitmoji. That's her dog. And you'll notice there's also an attendance form. So when the students click this form, it brings them out to a form like this. And I will give you a link that you can copy this. The students check in, and this is also so she can take attendance as well. You may not need it for the attendance piece, but it's a great check-in form each day for class. So you'd fill it out, first name, last name, date, your class. That needs to be changed there. Maybe you're in a certain section. Notice there's a how do you feel today. This is a great social emotional check-in. Check boxes because we may be feeling multiple emotions. It is required. Why do you feel that way? Just so you have some background on your students that day, and that's going to help inform your lesson. If they're feeling a little sick, that might affect how they learn that day. Notice the word of the day is here, so the students are already interacting with that word of the day, which is a great strategy for language repetition. And then the answer on here, the chat share, they can put that there. This is an error right there that's going to get fixed. So right now they're interacting with the word of the day by entering it onto the form. They're getting a social emotional check-in with you. They're interacting with the chat, and that's how they start the class. Then you'll notice, here we go, the lesson is on code, which is the word of the day. If you go into the slides, you'll notice that word is repeated with multiple activities around that word. And then there's also, to wrap up, some discussion around coding, and then around thinking about coding and how it can improve your life, going into code. So a whole lesson designed around that word of the day, really incorporating it. The lesson will have the repetition of that word more than 10 times. It's on that check-in form where they're starting with that word of the day, also giving you as the teacher a social emotional check-in, and pairing some images with that social emotional check-in. As we know, that's a powerful strategy for all learners, and also having an image with the word of the day here as well. So that is an overview of some strategies to incorporate a word of the day. It's a great strategy for repetition of new language, particularly for our newcomers, but also for all students. Thank you.